This is one of those moments that you can say, it really does not get much better than this. The Outer Banks. Yeah. It's getting even better. It doesn't stop. Well, welcome to the biggest sand dune on the entire East Coast. Almost sunset, walking around a little bit, trying to see if I can find something. It's just been tough. Haven't really found anything that's caught my eye yet. I'm gonna keep wandering around some, but shot here and got an image that turned out really, really good. I'll put that on screen here in a minute. But yeah, it's a beautiful place. It's just one of those places that last time I was here, I shot at sunrise and it was just incredible. I mean, as you can see around me, these leading lines of sand, I mean, the entire place looked untouched. But coming here, and that was for sunrise, but coming here, end of the day, for sunset, you can just tell that there's been a good amount of people here throughout the day. Still, it doesn't mean there's not a shot to be had. It just means that I'm gonna have to hope to get lucky. It is possible. I've taken a couple abstract shots of just pointing the lens straight down on untouched layers of sand, and those are always gonna come out good as long as they're sharp. But I'm hoping to incorporate some of these dunes. Last time I was here, there's some fences that are half buried, half not buried throughout the dunes that, I mean, made for an incredible subject. And I'm trying to stay away from going to shoot them again because I've done it once. I succeeded once with it. And I mean, they're there in case I just have to find something that works. But I want to find something that includes some smaller sand dunes over here, some little layers of grass that I'm going to hope to incorporate into what might be a good sunset. I don't know. But it's just one of those places that you come to and you don't think you can get a really good shot from here, especially with all the footprints scattered throughout. So you really just have to work it, and even if you just find a little 6 by 6 foot of sand, then that's all you need, especially if you're going wide. I'm not gonna go super wide, I don't think. I have the 24 to 120 on. That should be enough because the images that I got from here last time that I was referring to, I believe I shot with a 35 prime. And those were plenty wide for what I was shooting. But I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, beautiful place. The wind's not ripping too hard. Last time I was here, I mean, it was gusting. And I mean, I could barely keep my eyes open. So that's nice. But the downside is, when you don't have those heavy winds coming through, it doesn't do anything with the footprints. Those heavy winds really benefit by, you could come and walk through this spot, come back an hour later and your footprints are gone. But that's just not going to be the case for anybody that's came through here today. So yeah, let's see what we can get. All I'm doing is going and checking where I see these little groups of untouched sand and seeing if we can make something work with it. Just like anywhere, you have to the composition has to work in order for it to be worth the damn. But somewhere like here, you can have good composition, and every footprint in the sand is taken away from it. But I really do like that. Zoom in and show you kind of what the shot is looking like. So we're doing something about like that, but if I get too low, I don't know if I like this intruding the background or not. So, but if we get super low, that makes a little bit more sense if we're gonna get any of it. And here, it's just figuring out what works and what doesn't as far as working these lines in. So, and I think we can have it to where our subject is this dune right back here with that side light coming in. There's a pretty cloud over top of it too. Let's come in F11. I don't know if that's gonna be enough, but we're just gonna test and see. But what I think I'm gonna need to do is do a vertical pano so I don't have to break out the wide angle, because I'm not gonna want it to do exactly what we have here, is have too much room on each side. I don't think that's gonna look right. And if I crop in, I'm only working with 24 megapixels, so anything not to crop in, it's gonna be a game changer. So I got it how I want it. But I'm gonna focus here, back there on that dune. We're gonna come and focus here to make sure, and that should cover everything from here to there. I'm F16, 1/40th of a second, exposing for the highlights. And then what we'll do is we'll angle down just to get this foreground area, and hopefully that gives us what we need. The big thing here is just not blowing out the highlights. All right, new composition, and oh, I think this one might be even better. God, I don't know which one I'm gonna like more, but all right. So the good thing about this Benro tortoise model tripod is there's no center column. So I can get, I don't want to touch it right here because I don't want to mess up the composition, but my lens is 6 inches off of the sand. And using these leading lines throughout, leading to the same subject we were shooting earlier, which was just right over here to the right, except I think I like this a little bit more strictly because of the light and the leading lines. So F16, focus right here. Then we're gonna have to focus again back here and do a focus stack. And at 1/40th of a second, we're not gonna be able to keep these grasses still. Bumped up to 150, and it looks like it did a pretty good job of that. So I'm gonna show you back of the camera so you can see how everything is set. What I might do is I'm hoping that we get some color up here in the sky, even though the setting over there's enough clouds that might catch, because you don't want to base your shot strictly off of the best color. You obviously, at least the way I look at it, you want to base it off of composition, and then if you get that color, even better. But what I really like about this is the composition is killer. We have those lines leading in. You don't want to angle too far down. I would love to have maybe more foreground or more sky, and we can play around with that. But I don't know if I'm going to like it being almost completely 50-50 between foreground and the sky. But my big focus is just making sure those grasses don't go out of the scene, because that's just going to lead your eye out of the frame, especially if it's in the corner. But we may be able to bring the tripod up some and play with it that way, I don't know. But I just don't like, if you come up even more, all this middle ground in between these grasses and the subject. And our subject back there can help get eliminated by getting this low. I worry that if we get up too high with the tripod, you're going to introduce too much of that. Look at that. That's awesome. So kind of give and take a little bit. If those clouds catch any sort of color in this shot right here, we'll work out, hopefully. But man, what a spot, what a place. This is one of my favorite things to do. Is just get out here to the coast and find these leading lines that are going to take you throughout the scene. Because as photographers, that's what we look for in just about every shot. And here, if you can find it, it just makes it that much more straightforward for the person viewing it. Well, let's get the tripod and see what we can make shake. See what we can make happen, baby. So all I'm doing, I'm just playing with how much sky, how much sand I want in it. I'm gonna try vertical, or to go back to landscape orientation here in a minute. But let's make sure we got this first. Because you do not get a do-over. So let's see, I'm just playing with, oh, I like that. Got a guy walking his dog up on that ridge. Let's zoom in on him. See what we can get. Well, let's wander around a little bit and I think go back to the other composition that we had earlier. Man, what a scene. We're lined up just like we were before earlier. You got those people up there, but man, I think this might be the end of me filming out here. If these images came out any good, which they better have, but what a sunset. And we might catch back up later. If not, sunrise tomorrow morning. Sitting here, Oregon Inlet, life station. Very popular location to come shoot for obvious reasons. Hoping the light pops off. I've kind of walked around a little bit trying to find a composition that works best, keeping the light in mind, but this seems to have been the best spot composition wise. Of course, once the color's gone, we should have a solid 30-40 minutes of some good side light. Hope to get these dunes along here and see what we can make happen. But yeah, fingers crossed that this light pops the way I think it's gonna pop. Oh man, come on. I don't know if it's gonna do it. I mean, on camera it obviously looks great, but it just hasn't done what it looked like it was gonna do. I mean, it's coming out really well. The composition I kind of have set up, recording is the same, pretty much identical to the shot we're getting, just we're kind of not as wide. Kind of maybe bring it in a little bit, and that's what we're looking at. But I've got a couple good images from here before. It's really just how you edit, what you get out here, where it works well with the light and the flow of everything. I'm gonna go wander back up this way, check up above this dune and see if we get anything or not. Let's be quick. Yeah. Well, the good thing is, this might be the shot right here, to be honest. Yeah, I think this is the shot. And watch. I'm gonna move from where we're at. And that's not gonna end up being the best idea to move, but I'm trusting my gut on this one. And you'll get to see the view. Can't beat that, can you? We're about 10 minutes till sunrise. The only thing that I'm worried about is I don't know if you can tell from watching, but there's just well, it looks like a mountain range of clouds right on the horizon, but there's a gap in between those and then these kind of medium level clouds that we have. But if this pops off, it's gonna be a killer shot. Now the only thing I don't like is the bridge coming in right here, but there's nothing we can even do about that if we want to be up overlooking the dunes like this. All right, so that sun is close to peaking up. Come on, baby. Give me something good. And while we're waiting, I'll just show you. I mean, look at that. You won't find sand dunes prettier than that, I can guarantee it. That's what we're gonna go get into next. Only thing I wish was you come here and shoot sunset, the sun is obviously gonna set opposite, so it's gonna set back here behind me. And what I've done is used those dunes out there as foreground, like I'm trying to use these dunes here in front of me as foreground. And I like the higher vantage point that we have right here, but if you're going wide, I mean, I'm at 24 right now, but if you're going wide, then sunset is better because you can incorporate and get low with that sand and incorporate those dunes into it. And let's see, the sun is starting to come up. Man, that's pretty. All right, so we gotta get a shot of the sun coming up like that. We're gonna go wide. There you go. Zoom in there so you can see it. And look at that. We're gonna get some color here. Oh, we got it. We got it, baby. There we go. What a killer shot. And this is why it pays to be here on time. Look at that. Let's fucking go, baby. Let's go. It does not get any better than that right there. I tell you what, that is the best sunrise I've gotten I don't know how long. Oh God, here we go. It pays to be at the Outer Banks for sunrise. Oh, let's go. Let's move up a little bit. Man, this light's incredible. Now it's time to go see if we can play around with these sand dunes some. Like we did last night. I really wanted to, the purpose of this video is I have an idea in mind that I'd like to make a little series that involves a couple parts coast and a couple parts mountains. Man, it don't get any better than this, I'll tell you that. But a couple parts coast, a couple parts mountains, and we're looking like this may be part one. We're gonna go vertical. Should probably tighten the ball head down first. And we're just right in tight on that light station. What up, place? Oh, I see signs. I think I'm in the wrong place. Well, let's see if that's one of these signs, because I may have messed up a little bit. I came around the back end, so it's easy to do. Never mind. I think we're okay. I think we're okay. Just no pets. That's what I took away from that. Huh, I like this. I like this right here a lot. Really, just zoomed in here. Getting that into one. F11, 1/60th of a second. Sun reflecting off of those windows. It's pretty. I'm just using these to frame the lower half, and this sand over here kind of almost like a little pathway coming up to the light station. But yeah, nothing too complicated. Man, I tell you, if you're not an outdoors person, obviously if you're a photographer and you're watching this, you're an outdoors person, I would assume. But if you're not an outdoors person, I really would suggest and would urge you to really get out and see if you can make it a part of your life. I've been doing photography for about 4 years now, and I was ever an outdoors person before that. And it has 1000% changed my life. Just making it a point to use my time off of work wisely, show my kids the world when I can, and learn about the state that I'm in. But the Outer Banks is one of those places that when I'm dead and gone and my kids are 60, 70 years old, it's not gonna look the same. And as we see with what happened in western North Carolina in the mountains, it doesn't look the same from a year ago. And it makes it that much more special in a way, I guess is a good way to put it, to get out and see these places and explore these places and understand the ecosystem and everything that comes with being lucky like we are if you live in North Carolina to have these places. Everybody should go and visit those, appreciate those, and really get an understanding for where you're standing today might not be a place in 40 years. And that's what we do as photographers, really, in my mind, is we're almost documenting the landscape around us that's ever changing. And that's what makes places like this so special. And that's what makes places like this worth coming, even if it's only to set up camp for a night like I did last night and shoot sunset, shoot a sunrise, and head back home. It's just special, man. I wouldn't want to be doing anything else. 10 years ago, I would have been hungover on the couch. And now I'm up 2 hours before the sun rises. Like a kid waiting on Christmas, hoping to get something good. Like we did last night and this morning. I cannot tell you how many times I've been out and how many times I've been snubbed and not gotten a single thing. And to come and get back to back good color, back to back good light, back to back good compositions, hopefully, it's just all you can ask for. Now look, I mean the light, I mean, we're overcast a little bit, but that light is breaking through, and on my way out, I'm still gonna be seeing what I can find. But man, you just can't beat it. Appreciate every minute of it. I really do. But just wanted to get on here and ramble and convince you to get outside, man. Touch grass, as they say. It's worth it. Take some time out of your week. Take some time out of your month, whatever it is. And come out here and experience the Outer Banks. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Really hope you enjoyed the images. And I really hope you enjoyed a couple gems from the Outer Banks. There's plenty more. So part 1 maybe, we'll see. But thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to like, and I'll see you next time.